In the past 2 weeks, I actually visited our Jordan office and I spent dozens of hours with around 40 or 50 of our employees here, and I found a lot of things that hopefully will benefit you to save a lot of time and money. My name is Jassim Isa. I'm the CEO and founder of Videra, a $100 million Amazon e-commerce company. And in this video, I wanted to share the main things that we use and we talk about with our company here to prioritize the most important things. So unfortunately, what I ended up seeing here is that a lot of our team members were focusing basically on lower value tasks or tasks that weren't necessary at all. And they were forgetting about the things that actually move the lever. So as I was evaluating those things, I wanted to backtrack and have our team look at the bigger picture and provide more context on a lot of things as we did that. So I'm going to be talking about the four biggest levers on a very high level business concept and how they relate to our business itself. And this is actually inspired by Alex Hormozi. So the first one was making sure that the products that we're selling are related to the dream outcome of the customer. So for example, if a customer is trying to buy, let's just say this pen right here, and what they're looking for a dream outcome is that a pen that writes, a pen that's basically consistent with them, it's easy to transport, the very basic things. We have to make sure that that's including in our content, in our copy, in our marketing, and especially in the most visible places, which is number one, the main image, and number two, the title. Bullet points is useful, secondary images are obviously useful, premium A+ content, but we want to display in the dream outcome in basically the primary content locations so that the customer understands what they're going to be getting. So now I want to get into the four topics or the four primary levers you should focus on for making your offer or your listing more valuable. So the first one is going to be making sure that your product or your messaging aligns with the dream outcome of the customer. So this is where you're selling that the product that you're buying aligns with what your customer is looking for basically. And this is where messaging becomes important, but even more importantly, understanding your customer avatar. What are the things they're looking for? If it's a children product, they're going to be looking for safety. So does your product include safety features? Does your main image include safety features? Does the bullet points, premium A+, does the messaging resonate with the dream outcome your customer is looking for? For example, if it's like the camera that I'm shooting this video with, I wanted to make sure that it collects the video very clearly, and does the messaging have that? Is there, for example, secondary images that talks about the resolution of the video, and does it contain all the dream outcomes that I'm wishing for in the messaging and within the images and within primarily the main two places, honestly, going to be the main image and the title, because that's where most of the views are. So if you're communicating your dream outcome very clearly throughout your copy, you're more likely to resonate and you're more likely to get a sale, and that'll make your offer in general, which is your listing, more valuable. So that's the first thing to keep in mind. All right, now that we talked about dream outcome and making sure that it's conveyed to the customer, we get into the second point, which is the actual perceived likelihood of achievement. How likely is the customer going to accomplish our desired dream outcome? And that can be displayed in numerous ways. So a few basic ones, obviously, including images of what that looks like. So UGC, user generated content, including a video in there among the secondary images of the desired outcome being achieved. So in our case, we talked about the camera, we can show a footage resolution of the video that the cameras took. So what that looks like, and ironically, a pun intended, within the videos, you have a video of the camera. And that will increase, the customer will be more confident that their dream outcome is going to be achieved. Another one, obviously, is the ratings and the reviews. How many ratings does your product have? Is it a 4.5 star or is it a 3.5 star? If it's the lower it is, the less confident the customer is going to be that it's going to achieve their dream outcome. But at the same time, how many reviews does it have? Does it have 50 reviews or does it have 2,000 and 3,000 reviews? The more reviews there are and the higher the ratings, the more confident our customer, our end consumer basically, is going to be that it's going to achieve their dream outcome, and obviously then the more likely they are going to buy. And that's where we make sure that basically our perceived likelihood of achievement is aligned with the dream outcome to increase the likelihood of our sale. So now that we talked about the two things that we want to increase in our value equation to increase the value of our offering, we're going to mention the other two things Alex Hormozi talks about, the things that we want to reduce. So now that we're going to the third point, we want to reduce the time delay. So how quickly will the customer achieve their results? So continuing with the camera example, and this actually happens with other products, but let's start with the camera example. How fast are they going to get that quick resolution? Is it going to take them 20 hours to set up? Or do we have a very simple instruction manual that is going to make them quickly turn it on and quickly use this, quickly get to their dream outcome? Again, everything relates back to the dream outcome. We want to increase that, increase the likelihood that we achieve it, but we also want them to do that in the quickest time possible. And just at a very higher scale, let's talk about Amazon in general. That's what they're very good at. They're very good at a very low and quick, basically, time delay. Your products get to you same day, they get to you within 2 days. That's why they're beating a lot of the competition. You want to apply that same concept within your product itself. How quickly does your product itself get the customers to their desired, basically, dream outcome? Do you have instruction manuals that help it? Did you implement anything within your R&D so that as soon as the customer gets it, they can quickly use it? For example, this pen, if it's going to take me 20 days because the ink is all the way at the top here, and for some reason it has to get to the bottom, and it's really slow, then that's going to decrease how valuable the customer sees your product and decrease the likelihood they buy it. The quicker they can achieve their dream outcome, the more likely they are to buy your product. Alright, so now that we're getting into the fourth point, the other thing we want to reduce along with the time delay, it's going to be the effort and sacrifice. How easy it is for the customer to get their dream outcome. We're going to go back to the camera example, the video example. If it's, like I said, we want to be able to get the video quickly and without a lot of, basically without a lot of setup time, but also at the same time, we want it to not be that much effort, basically, not that much sacrifice to get to that. We want to be able to do it very simple setup. If your camera needs to be like, let's just say this Canon, if it needs to be screwed in and set up from scratch, and it's going to take someone, let's say, 13 days, but also a lot of effort, they're very unlikely to buy it. They want something that's plug and play. That's what you want to show also and convey in your messaging, how easy it's to set it up, but also have the instruction manuals there so that when a customer gets it, if it takes them a long time to set it up, they're going to leave you a 2-star rating or 1-star rating, which is going to impact your perceived likelihood of achievement that we talked about earlier. So you want to reduce the effort and sacrifice it takes, make it very simple for the customer, and that's how you overall increase the value and the offering of the product. To make things quick, but to also make them easy. And that's where you want to reduce those factors so that your offer can be more valuable and your offer can be more lucrative. Now that we mentioned the 4 levers that make our product more valuable and we think about the true fundamentals that increase the value of our product, rather than focusing on gimmicks, rather than focusing on hacks, we can recap them very quickly. So basically we want to relay the dream outcome of our customer avatar very well. We want them to be very confident that they're going to achieve it, basically through reviews and rating. We wanted to make it very easy for them, low effort, low sacrifice, and we want them to achieve it in a very quick way. And if you achieve those 4, you have a very high quality product that is going to be very, very lucrative to your customers. And that's what we want to keep in mind as we're developing our product. If you still have questions about this topic and you'd like to speak to an expert for free, go to videra.com and schedule a call with us, and we look forward to speaking with you.